Hello, my name is Xander from Tarrytown. Welcome to your Intech Soul Rover. You'll be starting right up front here with your front power tongue jack. You have your on and off switch, and then you retract and extend. Worst case, if this ever does electrically go out, you can go ahead and peel this little black tab up here, insert a tool, and you can go ahead and manually override it and crank this up or down. Right behind here, which is what this little pin goes to, is going to be your propane tanks. So the only thing you really need to know is for your regulator switch, you just point that little black piece to whichever propane tank you want to use. And right there is going to be a little clear piece that will be red when there's no propane going through it and clear when there is. This is going to be kind of hard to do with one hand, but there we go. Right here's going to be your water heater. So you have your anode rod, which is going to, well, in a sense, protect your tank. So all the hard water will eat at this rather than your tank. So over time, this will deteriorate. Slide that right into the hole there. Tighten it down. It should be a 1 1/16 socket. So once that's in and nice and tight, you go to the inside of your camper and turn on the hot side of your faucet. It's going to sputter for a little bit, just filling up your entire tank. But once you do have a steady flow of water, you can then go ahead and turn your water heater on. To turn it off, all you do is just go ahead and pull the pressure release. That is going to hiss, releasing all the pressure inside of your tank. When it's done hissing, go ahead, take your anode rod, pull that back out, and all of your water is going to drain right out of that hole there. To make the process faster, go ahead, pull this again to get some air flowing through, and that will come out a lot faster. Right here is going to be for your fresh tank fill and your city water connection. So your fresh tank is if you're going to be taking this out in the middle of nowhere, like rustic camping, you need water with you. You fill this tank up beforehand, and when you want to use it, just go ahead and turn on your water pump, which that pump will draw water from this tank and push it through your lines. This is for your city water, so this is when you get to a campground, you plug in your main water hose here, and it's going to shoot water directly into your lines. Right here is going to be your furnace exhaust. When your furnace is on, all the extra heat is going to be kicking out of here. This is the back of your refrigerator if you ever need to access it for any reason. Inside here is going to be for a extra solar panel, so if you have a portable one, you can go ahead, plug it into here, and then set it out. This is if your campground offers cable, you can stick your cable input right there. And then of course you have your 30 amp power cord right there. On your left side of the wheel, you're going to have a place where you can store your sewer hose. And then on the right is going to be your sewer connection. So this is your black tank. Your black tank is going to be, in a sense, your toilet. So everything you're draining from your toilet goes into your black tank, and you just empty that through that little pole there. Then back here is going to be a outside shower, just a little quick connect, so you can just plug it in there, and it only shoots out cold water, unfortunately, but at the same time, you do have something that you can wash off. Moving to the front, when you move your awning out, you're gonna have two of these little slides here on both sides. When this extends, it's gonna have two little legs that you just go ahead, lift these up, put them into, and lock it into place. Here's going to be little 110 outlets. Then you're gonna have your crank, which is gonna be for your stabilizer jacks and also double as manual override for your front power tongue jack. And you also have your front cover that will clip in here and go over top of your front windshield. One thing I did forget to mention when I was up front is that this unit is not being done prepped, so if it's a little dirty, I do apologize, but it will be clean by the time you get here. Moving in, for the first thing on your left is going to be all of your lights. So porch light, exterior front accent, dinette accent, cabinet accents, kitchen lights, and then finally your main lights. So when that's all on, all the blue lights pop on and all the main lights pop on. And then moving into right here, this is going to be all of your tanks. So you have your battery reader, fresh tank reader, black tank, and gray tank reader. So over time this will fill up, so you know when to empty them. Your water pump, so if you need to use your fresh tank, pop this up. Tank heater, so your tank heater basically just warms up the bottom of your tanks. So if you're camping in cooler weather, none of your tanks here will freeze. And you also have two different elements to your water heater. You both have gas and electric. So whichever one you want, go ahead and flick that switch. I recommend just doing electric if you're going to be plugged in so you don't waste your propane. Unless you don't really care, then you can go ahead and do both and you get the maximum amount of heat. And for your stovetop, a couple papers up there. There we go. You just press in, turn to the light, and then you hold that down so you can hear it start to click. Then it will ignite. Keys here, there's two. They go to everything. Inside of your bathroom, you have your toilet, which a couple things you're going to want to know for your toilet. Let me flip the light on here. Three things. One, it's a foot flush, so on that side you just press down with your foot in order to flush. Then you're going to need RV grade toilet paper and toilet solution. The toilet paper is going to help break down easier, so when you go to flush your black tank, like I said, it'll break down to make sure everything flows nice and easy. Same thing with the toilet solution, that is also going to help break down solids and smells. So once again, everything breaks down, kills it, and makes it flow nice and easy. And of course, your toilet paper. The camera will move. There we go, right in there. Microwave, pretty self-explanatory. Right in here for your refrigerator, you have your on and off switch here. And then I recommend leaving it on auto because that's going to grab the strongest power source. So whether it's gas or electric, you just click that in, and then that little orange light will pop up, and of course it's going to draw from the strongest source. So if you're plugged in a shore power, it's going to be electric. If you're not plugged in a shore power and have your gas on, it's going to switch to gas, but it's always going to prioritize the electric first. And over here, it's going to be your temperature. Higher the number, colder it gets. And now open it up, it's a little confusing, but you have to press up, grab, and then open. Just on here, there we go. Breakers and fuses. So all of your breakers are going to be right here and labeled like a house would be. And then down here is going to be all of your fuses. I recommend bringing some extras. I don't know if you were planning on it or not. But it is a personal recommendation and I do highly recommend it. Would rather just be safe than sorry. Just on there is going to be your carbon monoxide detector. That's always going to run as a safety feature, which is also the downside because, like I said, it's always going to run. So it's going to be grabbing off of every power source available, so whether it's shore power or even your battery. That's why you have a battery disconnect, which I'll go over in just a minute. But even when your battery disconnect is off, just double check and make sure that little green light is off, because otherwise it will still be drawing from your battery. Around the corner here, 110 inputs. If you want to throw a car charger in there, whatever you need. And then over here, you're going to have your actual TV, 110, and then all of your inputs back there. Moving over to this right side here is going to be your battery disconnect. Like I said, it's on right now. All this is disconnect and engage the battery to the inside of the camper. So whether it's off or on, just go ahead and flip that there. Then your battery is going to be underneath this left side here. You can see right there, you just grab that, pull it up, and your battery will be placed underneath here. And then same thing with your water heater as well, water heater access. Pull that up and you'll be able to see that all right there. For your AC, what I recommend doing is when this is on, open these up when you first get to a campground, because this is going to be pretty warm from traveling all day. It's going to dump straight out the bottom here, and eventually when it does start to cool down, get air moving, go ahead, close it, and then start to open these up, which the air will then kind of flow out all of the sides. Start to spread out rather than just dumping straight out the bottom here. Speaking of AC, you have your thermostat here. Just have 3 different modes. So if you press these down, you have fan, cool, which is your AC, and then furnace, which is your heat. And for your furnace, make sure that your propane is on. Otherwise, you have a max air vent right here. So all you gotta do is press on. It's gonna open and turn on at the same time. And of course, you have all of your different settings as well. And same thing with vent off. It's gonna close and turn off at the same time. And then if you want, you can also just open the vent and close the vent. Otherwise, the last thing to talk about is your radio here. It's pretty easy. You just have your power, zone A, which is inside speakers, zone B, which is outside speakers. You have your audio settings if you want to set an alarm or change the clock, anything like that. Brightness, you can set your own channels with the 1 through 6. Otherwise, you can switch between AM, FM, Bluetooth, USB, aux, anything like that. And if you do have CDs, you can plug that in right there. Other than that, that has been your orientation. When you come to pick this up, I recommend writing down a whole list of questions that either I missed or something you don't understand that I can help you understand. But otherwise, if you have any questions down the road, feel free to email me and I can help get those answers for you. Other than that, congratulations and I hope you enjoy.